Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. Hope we're all doing well. It is a nice Friday night. More or less fine, or nice, because weather is looking a little dreary. Of course, the ad has to start right then. And I didn't have a chance to. I didn't have a chance to snooze it. I guess I'll just wait it out. Wait until the ad is done running. But I guess I'll take this moment to say, Vodders, want to thank you for the views that I get on YouTube. It means a lot. Um, if you happen to watch any of my main channel content, also thank you. I want to try making a couple of videos. I got a couple ideas. Um, One idea is like a continuation of like my Mops Malarkey kind of content using some of the more recent highlights of my streams, primarily the Fallout New Vegas highlight. But I do also want to do some other variety content or like variety gaming content. Um, so we'll see where that goes. The ad break is now finally ending. All right, there we go. Ad is now over. So, proper greeting. Thank you guys for coming to the stream. Um, I what was I gonna say? I I'm so like out of it today. Oh, right. The weather. Um Weather is looking pretty mid tonight. I was just having some connectivity issues, and earlier in the day, me and Coco were both having connectivity issues in general. Um, Probably because it's going to try and rain tonight. I think anyway. I don't know. I haven't actually checked my weather app, but in any case, we may have a short stream tonight. Um, if the weather gets bad and connectivity gets worse. But so far, bitrate's looking fine. My connectivity on OBS looks fine. Everything's in the green. So we're just gonna assume that everything goes fine. Um, I decided I wanted to do some Unturned map editor stuff, so that's what we're doing for right now. But later on tonight, I might switch over to Fallout New Vegas, since that is what I said I was going to do tonight, and I still want to, but I just got into this like really big, like Unturned mood at the last minute, and I'm like, you know, okay, I want to do this. I don't want to. I don't want to do Fallout just yet. So let me switch scenes. So this is what we're working with. You might notice that this isn't Michigan, and this isn't pretty much any of the other maps I've been working on. You are absolutely right. And in case you're thinking, man, you sure do love making new Unturned maps just to not finish them, you're absolutely right. I have a problem. I really, really have had this idea to start a series of maps, like not just one singular map that's just like a one-off, because I've already done that. Like I've made, I think, 3 maps. There was a desert map that I made, which was like one of my first ever maps on the workshop. There was Washington Large, which was just like a one-off concept of like, okay, what if Washington but large? And then I did Massachusetts, which was like my best map yet. Like I put a ton of effort into it. It might have been smaller because it was a medium-sized map, but it had like a bunch of passion put into it, and I'm very proud of what came of it. But I always wanted to just make a series of maps that like were all under the same banner, like the same story, same lore, same like connectivity, universe, whatever. Um, and that's kind of what my last few maps have attempted to be. but I always run into issues like I do certain things that like I do as like just a whim, but not because of like lore, and then I try to build the lore around the decisions I already made, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, okay, let's put this random like science lab or whatever, this random bunker here, and it's like, okay, but why? Why is the bunker there? Why is there just a lab here? And I try to like come up with a reason in my head, but nothing ever works. I can't connect it to anything, so it feels very out of place. I did that with a map that I actually have already finished. Technically, I just have to do like the item spawns, zombies, and stuff like that. Um, it's basically a revamp of Canada, not the one that I streamed like way back on YouTube. That's a different one, but it was like the original Canada map, like the actual official one. I pretty much finished the whole thing, so I did everything. I finished all the locations, added some things, and there are two locations in question where it's a cool concept, but it makes absolutely no sense, and it just kind of feels out of place compared to everything else. Kind of like those random Fallout edits for Unturned maps. Like they just try to like shove Fallout crap into Unturned maps and make it look all Fallout-esque. It's kind of like that. It's like this random location that's just there for the sake of being there because I was like, okay, but what if? And then I couldn't come up with a genuine reason for why it would be there and like what sense it would make. So it just feels lazy. And that's kind of what a lot of my recent maps have been. Like I make some really good looking stuff, but when it comes to things like story and design choices and things like that, I'm very all over the place. So I really wanted to just do a series of maps where everything was already planned out and laid out. And I've literally got like a notepad document on my desktop right now that I'm using to kind of give myself a bunch of like kind of guidelines on what I'm doing here. In fact, I think I can actually show you guys. Okay, here it is. So I'm not going to hover on this for too long. We're just gonna scroll through this real quick. So this is everything that I've been writing for like the past 2 hours. I'm gonna take that down now. But yeah, I'm sure some people will probably pause, read some things, see some interesting little doodads here and there. But yeah. So this little Word doc or like notepad document is going to be the baseline and like the guideline for pretty much every map in this series going forward. So hopefully it's interesting. I don't expect it to be like game changing or anything like that. Like it's gonna have some, unique premises and like just in general be a little bit more polished than your typical Unturned map, but it's not gonna have like crazy custom assets, I don't think, or anything like that, because it's just me working on it, and I don't have that kind of Unity or Blender expertise to make like a bunch of crazy assets and objects and things like that. So maybe in the future, if I have the patience, time, and money, I'll hire or commission or get, work with some modders to make objects and items and things like that. But I highly doubt it, to be honest. I don't really feel like working with a team, and I don't think anybody would have the same level of interest in this idea of mine as I do. So I'm perfectly content just making a map that tries to push the boundaries of what's in the base game, just, as far as it can go, which is kind of a good thing because it means that with you just using everything from the vanilla game and not accepting help from anybody or like, stretching outward, it means that new players who don't want to download mods and things like that don't have to download those or curated assets or anything like that. And you also end up where you don't have as much conflictions with different like IDs and styles of objects and like, consistency, because, there's a lot of different curated maps that have different levels of quality, just based off of the age of the map as well as what the map itself was going for. Not all of them fit to the vanilla lore of Unturned. There's a lot of objects that are strictly proprietary and wouldn't make a lot of sense outside of that map. And in general, it's just added file size for like minuscule gain. So by using just the vanilla stuff, you don't have any extra downloads. You don't have any extra, conflictions with, curated assets or mods that aren't updated like consistently. And just in general, it's a lot more. It's kind of a challenge in a way too, just being limited to a specific set of prefabs and codes and things like that. Whatever. I'm babbling. This is California. I'm sure that's the question that most people would probably ask and took me forever to answer. This is California. At least my version of it for the start. I have started laying out locations. These boats, quickly to kind of give some insight on my philosophy and choice of things, I guess. I don't know. This is how I determine the height of oceans and things like that. So I haven't put the ocean in yet. I just did the config.json to get rid of the water, and then I booted this up. But the height of the ocean is going to be here, which means that the height of the mainland is going to probably be a little bit higher than this. So yeah, this is going to be very deep water. Just for reference, here's a person versus all of those boats. And as well as this, you'll notice that the map is not square. It has square ends over here, but then this area is rounded off. This is because I think that it's convenient to take advantage of like a very low density and like low detail area like the ocean to just kind of add some extra space. So with land, this is the hard-coded limit to how far objects can be placed. So if I were to take this like grass block, what is this, Minecraft? This grass object, and you can see where the little draggy thing is. If I take this to the very edge and then attempt to move it outside of the boundaries, it snaps back in. So this is the hard-coded border, and what most would consider to be insane size. This is what Michigan was originally going to be, but then I ran into issues with the way that I did the borders on the map, so I had to try again, and yeah, that was weird. Anyway, not talking about Michigan. We'll get to that another day. But yeah, so this is a large map, or a little bit bigger than a large map. It's like the exact size of the large tiles. So right here is a tile, and then it's 4 across on all sides. So this would be a full square, but we have these, I guess, yeah, these extra 4-ish, probably like 3-ish tiles here that are out in the ocean. And since there's not going to be anything out here, I can get away with, kind of having the border stretch out a little bit more, because you're just going to see ocean, like the horizon here. And plus, you're also, the actual view distance for players is a lot shorter than it is in the editor. So right now I can see pretty much across the entire map from here. Once I go into actual player view, you'll probably only be able to see like less than half the distance. Probably, like, if I had to guess, 2 tiles worth, like 4 tiles probably, if you were standing right in the middle, like a little circle around here or something like that, maybe. I don't know. But Yeah, so it means I can just put a bunch of stuff on the ocean floor way out here, and even if the map doesn't actually cover this section, like I decide to just make it a perfect square and cut off this little extra bit, it means that players, I can hide stuff out here, and players aren't going to immediately know to go all the way out here. But if they do, they'll be rewarded for it. So, I don't know, just some ideas. I kind of want to experiment with non-square map borders, like do more rounded stuff, because then it allows for a lot more diverse areas and whatnot. And it also kind of has like, it allows for like map flow. So if you want to have an area that's only accessible through a certain kind of choke point, you would move the map borders to kind of surround that and prevent players from just, going directly to that spot. They have to go through this kind of specific intended path. Typically, you would do that with like mountains and stuff, but in some cases, you can just use the map borders. Or if I want like to kind of make a natural border, I could use like mountains and then make the border follow those mountains. So you kind of naturally expect that to be like where your journey ends. But yeah, that's just me being cuckoo nutty. This is what happens when you have ADHD and you're super like fixated on a certain topic and you just start rambling about shit that most people probably don't care about. But anyway, so presently what I'm doing, because I'm kind of just flying around aimlessly right now, is I am laying out the grounds for each of the different locations. So this over here, I think is San Francisco. This is San Jose, Los Angeles, and San Diego. I might be wrong on this one. I didn't even put a name here. I gotta do that. All right, let me double check Google Maps because that's what I use for my basis. So yeah, this is San Francisco. And then before I forget, I have to actually add game sound. You might hear birds chirping over and over again, but what's new? So yeah, that's that. This is San Jose. This we've already labeled Los Angeles and San Diego. So the only ones remaining are Sacramento. So we're gonna grab this guy, put him. Put him like here-ish. So there's Sacramento. And then I think we'll do Fresno. Yeah, we'll do Fresno. And that's going to be above. Yeah, so this is going to be all the way over here because it's a little bit above. And then Fresno will be further down. Kind of like, yeah, about there. That works. Fresno and Sacramento. Sacramentos. I'm not trying to be super accurate about it, because trying to be anal about how perfect the landscape is, like in my experience from trying to make more realistic map designs, it is monotonous as all hell, because you always end up where something just doesn't feel right. Like, for example, I specifically moved this Sacramento up here because I wanted it to be higher than San Francisco. It's still even. I still haven't, I still didn't move it down low enough. So what I might do actually is I might move San Francisco down a little bit, or not San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco and San Diego. I'll move down a bit. So we'll grab that and that and move them up there. And then where is, hold on, I gotta, Alcatraz Island is in San Francisco. If there is an island that has to make it into this map, it is going to be Alcatraz. So that's like in the bay, right? That's what it's called. What is this called? Yeah, San Francisco Bay. So I'm gonna have to make a bay of some kind. About here. So San Jose is gonna be down here. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna have to definitely keep in mind the fact that the lore for this map is not the same as default Unturned. And I actually have to give thought to it. So I keep looking over to Google Maps in case anybody's wondering. Is there a way for me to... No, I don't want that. I want to move this. How do I... Hello? Why are you not... Okay, there we go. I had to make it an actual tab. I didn't do that. All right, there we go. Now I can actually see my own stream at the same time while viewing Google Maps. That makes it a lot easier. I don't like how this looks. One of the hardest things to do with coastal-based maps is to find a balance between having a good amount of land and a good amount of water, because making ocean locations is far more difficult unless you have like a plan, like, oh, there's gonna be like little rafts or like a bunch of ships out at sea or whatever. So a lot of your stuff has to be on the ocean floor, and most Unturned maps don't bother with it. Like, they don't tend to do a lot with the ocean. It's just kind of water. It's more of an obstacle. But I like actually doing stuff with water. But I know that people don't really like traversing water, like that. They prefer to actually see more interesting scenery and stuff like that, land. So to have like a vast area of just nothing blue, and then you go into the water and it's just nothing sand, it's, you know, it's kind of boring. And even though I do want this to be rather deep and have like a lot of little crevices and like, I think, isn't there like the no, it's not the San Francisco fault or San Andreas fault. I think that's what it's called. There's like a fault or a trench or something. I want to have some kind of trench going through here that'll have some goodies hidden throughout it. But that's going to be something that people, you know, is just off on the side. So I don't want to have like a bunch of just empty ocean, and then the land is like really small and compact and claustrophobic. Especially since nobody builds bases in the water. Like, I've never seen anybody use water base building. Okay, how large should the Golden Gate Bridge be? I mean, it's a pretty massive bridge. I don't want to understate it. What is this? Oh, this is from escalation. Where is it? Where'd it go? I'm looking for the... Oh, there it is. Road cap. I have no idea how I'm going to manage to recreate the Golden Gate Bridge with nothing but vanilla assets, but you know what? Fuck it, we ball. We'll figure it out eventually. Okay, I want more of a slant with the bridge. Or actually, I guess it can stay straight. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting thing to work on. The hardest part about making a map like this is fitting such a long, abnormally shaped location into basically a square. It's not as easy as you might think. Oh, that's not the material tool. Whoa, don't crash my game there. Okay, so we have pretty much the ocean and everything connected directly to it. planned out. Do gotta move a couple things over. So San Francisco will be more central here. It's gonna stretch from this side to this side. So it's gonna be a very large city. Same thing with Los Angeles. Los Angeles over here is going to basically stretch from all the way over here to about over here. So what I could probably do is take this and draw out. There we go. And same thing over here. Using the 1 as a reference. I definitely want it to be big. And then San Jose will be significantly smaller, but it'll be more long. Yeah, there we go. That works. Maybe wrap around here or something like that. San Diego. Like that fucking giraffe from Madagascar. There we go. This will be San Diego right about here. And I'll figure out those two later, because I do have to figure out the mountains, because there's going to be a big old mountain range that basically runs right down the middle of the map, and also kind of surrounds the eastern portion. So I guess I can kind of just prep for that by cleaning out the mountain. Because it's going to run along the entire coast, more or less. So, kind of like something like this. And then do it. Trying to like plan out how because there's going to be like the grassy areas, the mountainous areas, and then the desert areas. Desert is going to be more south, so like kind of near San Diego. So, And then about up and I might have to move Fresno upward. Or actually, no, I won't. We'll just go up to about here, kind of veer off this way, go around. Yeah, more like that. So all this is going to be desert. Well, actually, no. Hold on. Back it up. So mountains here, right? We're going to take these, bring them up this way. There we go. And then we'll just fill this area in with mountains. Where is the tallest mountain in California? Mount Whitney. Okay, and that is just east of Fresno. So roughly here. Yeah, roughly here. And then we'll paint in, if I can get rid of that. Okay. We're gonna do this. I'm noticing my camera, like my monitor shake because I'm moving my mouse around so much. Unfortunately, that's just how unstable my stuff is. Okay. So the green is going to stretch off in this direction. The mountains, they will continue, but with a lot more distance. Or actually, maybe. There are still mountains off in this direction, but they'll kind of gradually shrink down. This will remain desert pretty much all the way out. Yeah, just be like much smaller mountains. Yes, there can be a bit more mountain over here. And then I think that, yeah, this will all just be mountain. Screw it. There's a bunch of mountains out here. And we'll go up in that direction, come out a little bit here. And then all of this will be sand. It's very messy right now. Coda1, hello, how are you? Welcome. Good evening. think I will kind of do this. There we go. So, been offline for a while, finally back. Well, nice to see ya. Should have been here when I was doing my Fallout New Vegas stream last time. That was a fun time. But I'm glad to see you back now. Unfortunately, we're doing something arguably way less interesting, involving me playing with my various Lego pieces, I guess. So, let's get some water into here. About yay high. Love when you do Unturned. Thank you. I don't know why, but thank you. I'm currently constructing arguably the most questionable state, second only to Florida, California. We don't understand them, but they control the world. Here we go. If I need to expand it further in this direction, I will, but I don't think I need to. Ooh, why is it so bright and white? There we go. Now it's more of a bluish haze. Actually, I'll leave that. A lot of water. Yeah, looking like water world right now. Gonna put some monkeys in boats. All right. Let us give land back. Water world. Water world. Where water? Can I... Oh, oops. Hopefully the bird chirping is not too loud. Okay. About here is when the audio stops. There we go. If I did it too low, you'd hear constantly just the sound of the ocean, regardless of if you were even near the ocean. So you have to make it a certain height so that it's not too tall, so it's like super above the water, but then not too low. Otherwise, you're just like, why do I hear waves crashing in the middle of like a valley? I wonder if my camera like bounces every time I move my mouse around. Like both my monitors are just shaking back and forth. I swear I'm not jacking off. I swear. Seems like a design flaw. Well, it's just because if you're talking about the water, um, when you are the sound of the ocean is based off of height. So if the water is constantly underneath the ground and you're a certain height above it, you're bound to always hear it. The only way that you'd fix it is if you took the water, moved it to where it only was underneath areas where it was visible. So like if I dragged it all the way to about here, then there wouldn't be any water under here. But all this would be full of water. But then you run into the issue where, okay, so this never made sense to me. The sound of the water is based off of height, but it's also based on the fact that you are directly above the actual water, like, space. Like, it's an object, like a big old square. So if I am directly above the water here, I can hear it, depending on if I'm low enough to it. The minute that I step over this boundary, I no longer hear it at all. Like, it literally just cuts out. Like, the audio just stops. So it's just very weird. Just quirky game things. Yeah. Like, I figured it'd be based off of, like, distance to the object, not is player standing directly above object? If yes, play audio. If no, no noise. Awkward, eerie silence. Who knows? I'm not a programmer. I cheated my way through my high school programming classes. Sorry, Penn Foster. Cause that makes sense. You want logic in your video game, you silly little goober? Weeball. I cheated my way through high school too. There's just some things I give up on learning. I ain't here to learn, I'm here to survive. In this economy. Yeah, surviving might not be the accurate term. More like slowing my inevitable demise. Big brown patch. Don't make the poop joke. Don't make the poop joke. Stay in the box. We are better than this. Stay strong. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Yeah, for now we're doing Unturned map editor boring stuff, but probably later, I don't know how much later, but like sometime later we'll do Fallout New Vegas. There we go. Because I've been playing that. And there we go. So now, what I want to do is take the water out for a second. So get rid of that. And then we're going to take the ramp tool. We're just going to make some big old beaches. It's naked. Pants gone. Actually, hold on. I'm curious. San Andreas Fault. Where is that at? Well, that's inland. Wasn't there like a fault or some kind in the ocean? Or am I thinking of San Andreas from GTA? That San Andreas Fault? Jizzy's Pleasure Domes. Sacrilege. Okay, so it is based off of the same thing, but I think the location is just where they decided to put it. Alright, so I'm just gonna make a giant crack in the ground. Big old sporadic crack. It'll just be a big old GTA reference. Everything's a GTA reference now. I am a GTA reference. Okay. Before I forget, prison. I feel like I can make that bigger. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Here we go. And then we will move you over here. Alcatraz. I'll figure that out later. It's like ice cream in a tub. Ugly ice cream. What? Ice cream? Kind of looks like Snoopy's foot from Peanuts. He's got a pebble in it. I don't know. Ugly ice cream. I think what I might actually do, I have this tactic that I do with terrain where I go in like increments. So hold on. I need a random object. I'll take this. So that's the bottom. That's an increment. That's an increment. And that's an increment. So we're going to start here and make our way outward, gradually increasing or decreasing the height. And then we'll add little blips here and there. Bug flying around my face. I should probably check to see if a boat can fit over that. It can't. It barely. Okay. We'll drop it. Drop it down a little. There we go. What? Layers like an onion. Yep, basically. Snooze the ad. Okay. All right. Now that's all. I think what I'll do for this is I'll have like a dip right at the island, so it has like really steep shores, and I'll hide like little like pieces of like attempted escapes at the bottom to kind of show the hostile area. It'll be ironic though, because the player probably won't have much trouble getting to the island. Or maybe they will. Maybe I'll find a way to make it difficult. Ooh, I know. I'll put a dead zone on it. Haha, you want to go to the prison island? Radiation. Welcome to Fallout. As long as it looks pretty. True, true. Have you seen the Fallout show, Coda? I don't know if you're a big Fallout fan or not, but I know Coco has been pretty obsessed with it, and she got me to watch a little bit of it. Not a lot, though. I know absolutely nothing. Man. Well, it is a good show. Pretty funny. Um, so if you want to give it a look, I would definitely recommend. Been thinking about it. I swear, some of like the lines from that show have had me and Coco like just losing our shit for weeks. Like it's so dumb, like dumb stuff that we find funny, but like it just hits you in a way that's just so humorous. I won't spoil anything in case you actually decide to watch it, but like I want to say it so bad. I know if I said it around Coco, she'd just start giggling. She heard me. Said, "Don't you dare." She knows. I still have my watch on. What do I have my watch on? I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting in my room rotting away like a corpse. You know, the intended way to live. At least by political standards. Always listening. Yeah, she's omnipresent. Always up in my business. I'm kidding, of course. I love when she's up in my business. It makes me feel loved for once. It is a shame, though, uh, Coda, that you would not be able to live in the Fallout universe. We unfortunately stole Canada. Canada gone. No more. Because I'm like, what? The white people stole the white people. I don't think that's how that works. Well, I'm not going to comment on that. Yeah, some of Fallout's lore is definitely wild. I don't know how radiation works clearly. Oh, it wasn't the radiation that took Canada. It was just good old-fashioned American whatnot. Think like uh Like Russia, Ukraine, but instead it's the US and Canada. We're the bad guys. Ads, get that money. Thank you. I'm sorry if this interrupted our conversation, though. We'll find out in 30 seconds. Trying to like visualize in my head where certain things are gonna go. Like the fault and any shipwrecks and things. Yes, we have ads. We've had them for a while now, but I wasn't sure if they were actually working or not. Sometimes I don't know. I get mixed signals. But yeah. America took I'm back, don't worry. Okay. So to fill in what you might have missed. America bad. America annex Canada. Canada gone. The bombs had nothing to do with it. We're just assholes. That's crazy. Just one of the many weird and questionable design, or not design, lore choices of Fallout. I think the exact reason for why they annexed Canada in the universe was for natural resources, which sounds about right. That sounds pretty accurate. Give me your money. All right, we got all that. It's not because we're more susceptible as pale. No, it was not a race thing. At least I don't think so. The Fallout universe isn't a stranger to racism, so for all I know, that could hold some merit. But okay. So we got the base of the coastline basically done. Not racing radiation or something, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what happened to Canada after the bombs dropped. Because first it gets annexed, so it's like technically part of America, but then they don't really do anything with it. They just mine it for resources, and then that's basically it. And fight off like Canadian resistance. People die for sure on God. I'm blonde. No, 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 no. We gotta break away from the blonde stereotype. Blondes can be intelligent too. Sometimes. If given proper food and water. Alright, let's smooth this bitch out. Try as we might, I prove it every day. Let's get that super high smoothness. Morning on Stardew, I tried to make cheese with more cheese. Yes, this floor is made out of floor. I mean... takes milk to make cheese, not more cheese. Well, technically, it does take more cheese to make cheese. Because in order to make shredded cheese, you need to have a block of cheese already that you then shred. So, not entirely incorrect. Cheese. Yummy. But in the context of game mechanics, yeah, I gotcha. Cheese plus cheese do not equal cheese. Or, no. Cheese plus cheese does not equal cheese 2. Cheese squared. E equals MC cheese. One day. One day cheese will equal cheese plus 2. Times 2, not plus. I was never good at math. Or science. Or English. Come to think about it, I wasn't really good at anything. I may not be a smart bird. I may be a dumbass. There is no however. I am still a dumbass. Too real. School is not for us. I mean, if they weren't so freaking boring, then probably. It would have been. If they had actually taken my ADHD seriously and, you know, given me proper counseling instead of just telling me to pay attention, like that's gonna help, then yeah, that might have worked. If I spent less time playing with a freaking trombone of all things and, you know, did something actually useful. Trombone, man. I can't say I've experienced a more boring instrument. I mean, not boring, but like, it doesn't even really matter if you're shit at a trombone. Because you're just like the weird horn in the back that gets like drowned out by everybody else. At least from my experience. There might be people out there that have different tromboning experience. Tromboning. Hey, yo. Trombone trauma. That's a fucking title. Got a weird mix of music playing. It's like breakcore, but more ambient. House, I think, is actually the more accurate name. Is that a fucking beagle? Yeah, that's a beagle. Hmm. Dog? Yeah. Uh, Himiko uh, Kikuchi? Flying Beagle, 1987. What is this? Fuck off, Grammarly. We are getting groovy. Okay, I guess we'll listen to this. Um, don't really need this marker anymore for north. Disco, more like. Yeah, I feel like I'm about to like put on my half buttoned up like Hawaiian shirt, or not even a Hawaiian shirt, like my suspenders or some shit, and just like start getting funky with someone's grandma. It's the best way I can describe it. Okay. Some roller skates on with flared jeans. Yeah, that's more like it. Flared jeans with like a really old timey freaking button up. I've got rose tinted glasses on, rolling around on roller skates at the ring, and my girl is like sitting off on the side eating a hot dog. Oddly specific, but that's the image that comes to mind. Dude, I could go for a hot dog right now. Costco hot dog? Oh, fucking love Costco hot dogs. It's like a garlic beef hot dog. I forget what I'm doing. Oh, right. Making hole in ground. When does a fault line even appear on like the surface? I guess that works. Primitive. Indubitably. Won't you take me to Funky Town? Yeah, it's about the size I wanted it to be. Just a big old frickin' fault line under the water. Okay, nice. Interesting tunes. Can I... Where is it? Here we go. Makes it easier to see what I'm doing. There we go. Dead zone. That'll make it more difficult to actually get to the island. I think Coco's snoring. Just... Me, 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 me. I'm so mean. Alright, I wanted to put a mountain over here. Yeah, that is a coastline, alright. There we go. I want to imagine this plane like crashed into here. And then the cockpit fell all the way over there. And further along, we can have like, I don't know. Trying to think what to put in here. How big is the ship compared to the whole? Pretty big. Pretty big, to be honest. Ooh, what I could do. Flip that buster upside down. Turn him around. So now... pretty cool looking, I think. I don't know if I'll keep it like that, but... yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Or actually, we'll move it a little bit down. Kind of like there. Hmm. God, the piano is just going nuts. What the fuck is this? Oh, this is Flying Beagle. The Beagle is in fact flying. I'm basically drawing out what would be like the highway lines. This is just like a rough outline. So this is going to head up into Oregon. We have it go through the two major cities, San Francisco and Los Angeles. And then instead of going down to San Diego, like on a main highway, it's going to go to the right into Fresno. And then, well, actually, it'll probably have like two deviating paths. So one will go up to Fresno, the other will go this direction. And this is going to head off towards like Los Angeles, or not at Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Phoenix. So this is Los Angeles direction. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get the border. Gonna be a wild ride. I'm on the highway to hell. So there's a highway of life and a highway of hell. Because life is a highway, but then you're on the highway to hell. Or does that mean that life is hell? Because I agree. Made it easier to differentiate the main highway from like the little side highways. Okay. I'll figure out something to do with all this empty over here. I don't like that. How about instead we go from here through the mountain and then into Sacramento. That works. Putting labels on all the roads to differentiate where each of them goes. Okay. Mm, where is San Diego? Not San Diego. San Jose. I lost it for some reason. There we go. I found it again. There we go. All right, we're getting somewhere with the layout. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. I'll use grass, like this bright green grass, as like an indicator of where a forest is going to be. There's going to be a forest here. And there's going to be another one that just covers this whole northern section. So I think these are going to be like the redwoods. Or like just the big, like tall tree forests. And then everything else is going to be more of like the smaller kind of trees. Normal size, I guess you could say. There we go. I think that's nice for where the forests are going to be. Like, I'm imagining it. I gotta put like a tile thing out here so that I can remind myself what everything means. So there we go. So that's what this means. Boulder. A lot of farmland in this area. So this is going to be farmland. Sounds kind of like Mario. Very odd way of painting all of this, but I mean, it's working, I guess. Huh. It's not what I wanted. Looks like the average road in California, right? Just being accurate. Playing Dead Rising 3 with my BF. Well, that's cute. Sounds fun. Haven't played Dead Rising in a long time. I'm too nervous for this game. What do you mean? It's fine. I should not be tired. I'm scared. Don't worry about it. It's easy. You just don't die. Don't do bad. Don't get your boyfriend killed. Don't lose to the boss. Don't press Alt F4. It's as simple as that. To be honest, when I played I'm guys gonna die so much a lot. As long as you guys die together. May not be the best advice, but everything's better together. I remember when I used to play Dead Rising 2. I always had like my biggest challenge was the frickin' timer. Like having to constantly go find Zombrex for Katie and then doing the quests before like time ran out. Because I was just super slow as a kid. In more ways than one. But yeah. Never played, to be honest, all new to me. There's a first time for everything. I wish I could re-experience Dead Rising for the first time. I really liked that game. Even though I was shit at it. Man, this sucks. All I've done is make an Unturned map and I'm already tired. This is bullshit. I need like a 5-hour energy or some shit. To be honest, I could probably take a 5-hour energy at like 10 o'clock at night before I start stream. And then since like I want my streams to last kind of long, I mean my Fallout stream was like 8 hours. So I can stream for like a solid 5 hours with energy, and then come the last like 3 or so hours, I'll start winding down. Or I could just drink coffee. To be honest, coffee doesn't like wake me up. It just makes me anxious and gets like my heart rate up. It doesn't actually wake me up. Wakey wakey. I want to put something over here, but I don't know what. Brain isn't working properly already. Never working. Brain off. Probably the ADHD interfering. Probably. I'm no doctor. I don't mean to self-diagnose, but I think I'm a little stupid. A little insane in the membrane. A little not worky correctly. Okay. I am too tired. I'm kind of sad because I kind of wanted to play Fallout, but I do not have the energy for it. Especially if I end up in another situation like the freaking Cazadors from last stream. Oh my god. Me fighting the Cazadors last stream, you weren't there, Coda, but um it was like it was funny because I was awake and I wanted to play and I had a mission. But I'd like if I play now, I'm just gonna be following like the main story. So if anything like starts irritating me, I'm just gonna get mad. I'm just gonna get frustrated. I'm not gonna want to play anymore. And that's no bueno. That's no good. Don't do that. That's why I don't play Call of Duty a lot. Trying to play that game is like cock and ball torture. That shit is bad. I gotta be in like a very special kind of mood to enjoy Call of Duty, and even then I can only play it for like 10 minutes. Like a match, and that's it. And then I'm donezo for the day. Throw my keyboard at the wall. But yeah, I am a tired boy. I think we got a lot of progress done though. I think this looks pretty freaking cool. I gotta figure out some other little things like where I'm gonna put farms and other locations, and also I gotta think about like lore and whatever. But all in all, I'm pretty happy. So although it's only been like 2 hours, I got a lot of progress done in 2 hours. Ding. Okay. Show. Thank you, everybody, mainly Coda, because you're the one that's chatting, for coming out today, tonight. It's nighttime. As I mentioned last stream, and it's on my schedules, I am trying to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday for schedules, 10 p.m. CDT. So 2 hours is bad and all. Bad at all? I guess not. But more hours means more ads run, and more ads run means more money. And I like money. But no, in all seriousness, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll play whatever. 10 p.m. CDT is when I start pretty much every night. And we'll probably, on like a good stream day, I'll probably end up going for like another 8 hours. or until like the morning. God knows when. Until my body gives out on me or something. Let's go schedules. Woo, actually planning shit. But yeah. I don't have anything else to say. I'm tired. I go bed now. I will see you all Monday for whatever it is I decide to play on Monday. Have a good night, Coda. Have a good night, everybody else. And bye-bye. Mwah.